Hey guys, my phone's on charge, so I'm kind of tethered to here. I'm gonna go back outside in a minute, where you'll be able to see me better. So my last live stream pretty much cut off of me at the supermarket, whose name we're not going to mention, just in case. It begins with A, and its main themed colour is green. Yes, I'm just letting it charge up just a little bit before right, Heather. Where's the strips? Need desperately. In 1 minute now. Hi! So I don't know whether you guys saw the guy at the end I was trying to record as I left the supermarket. Did you see him? He was wearing like a bluey green, mainly green I think, t-shirt. Hi, sorry, my stream cut off due to lack of Wi-Fi and then it didn't save, so not got it. I just wanted to ask if you guys saw that green shirted guy at the end that was going in and I was going out. Yeah, the green shirt person. So he was so interested that he kept like hesitating whether he was going to go in or come and talk to me. I don't know whether you got that bit, but he kept like coming out of the shop and he kept like looking out for me to see if I was coming to go over like to talk to him or whatever, and he kept like hesitating whether to go in or not. So I just stayed at the side waiting for the taxi before I'd even ordered it, right? And he did come out after me actually. But I guess he lost his nerve because he never talked to me after all. He just came and supposedly got money out of the ATM. I thought, well, you normally do that before you go in, so I'm presuming that was an excuse to come and either see me again or talk to me. Yeah, he did, but like I say, he came out and after me, so I thought that maybe he was going to talk to me, but then he didn't. I think he lost his nerve or something, I don't know. I mean, I said hi to him. It was like, oh, okay, that's your opportunity to come and talk to me, dude. But no, he just went. So I was like, I just put my head down and just played on my phone. And, well, my brain works in a funny way. And we were just talking about posting that thing. I didn't get to post it after all, so I kept looking back, trying to decide, do I want to go back and try and put it in the post box, but I decided not to because I don't know if I'll be allowed. So I didn't want to piss about, so I just kind of just thought, oh, I'll just post it at Waz's at the post office instead. But yeah, bottled it, no balls. Well, he's the first fat guy that has seemed interested in me. Usually they're all like, they don't seem to take any interest at all, so I thought, oh, wow. I don't know if you heard, but I called him sexy. Maybe he'll feel good. At least I'll have made his day. Doubt it. Mr. BJ, I very rarely see the same people twice. Never. In fact, I met a guy at Morrison's. I've not seen him since. I talked to him. He was a big fat old man. He kind of looked a bit like Santa Claus. He was wearing a blue shirt. I didn't get to live stream that day, so you didn't get to see him. I went to Morrison's yesterday with my neighbour Bev. Again, I couldn't live stream because I had no data. I would have live streamed for you guys. If you want to see, I did make a little clip. I did make a little video clip of us. If you want to see it. But yeah, I didn't get to live stream the previous week and when I met him, I'm afraid. I did get a picture of him and he actually came up to me and said, I'm taking a picture of him, and I said, yeah. So, oh, he didn't seem to really mind. So if you want to see him, I can show you him as well. My PC has arrived. It's great. It came yesterday. I'm so happy it's back. It's so much easier to use than that horrid little laptop. was so slow, and the tiny screen did my head in. And it didn't matter how much I tried to lower the blaring light, it didn't seem to do much. And even though the big, the big screen is bright, it's not as bad on the eyes. I much prefer a big screen than these little ones. So, yes. I'm going to see if I can go back outside now. Should be charged up enough now. Probably about 40% or so by now. Let's go outside, where you can see better. Yeah, small screens are hard on the eye. Tell me about it. I hate them. The only one I can stand is this phone. I don't like laptops. I really don't like them. I much prefer PC desktop computers. They're much better. I prefer my keyboard with the tall keys. I don't like these flat stupid things. I can't type on them at all. I usually end up missing keys out, and then I have to go back to correct it, and it's just a pain in the butt. But I seldom make mistakes on my big keyboard. Oh my god, the dog! The ball went on his back, and he was still running, and it was great. It just like stayed on his back. Oh, sorry, you guys missed that. I think I'm gonna turn it around so you can see, because I always miss the fun moments when I'm just recording myself or not recording. So I'm gonna record him for a bit, but don't worry, you'll see me in a mo. I probably don't have long, because my battery, I only managed to charge it to about 40%. So we don't want to lose the stream now, do we? So I'm going to just excuse me. I've got some great videos lined up for you guys. I've got lots of cosplay ones that I did, little shorts with a little bit of talking, a bit of showing off my outfit. You guys will love them. You guys will love them. I've got to make loads before winter comes along, because I won't be able to make any videos or streams of my outfits in the winter. So yeah, I mean, I can do it inside, but the light's not as good, as you guys know. So I thought I'd make loads over the course of the summer, and then just upload them in winter, perhaps. Just like save them and just keep uploading them throughout the months. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna make for you guys some videos explaining about things that you guys have asked me about, because I know a lot of you guys don't watch my streams at the right time, and somewhere amongst all my very long streams is me explaining certain things to you guys, but of course a lot of people won't see it. They won't specifically sort of click on it to read that, because obviously it's not in the title. So I've decided to make certain videos like about my life, so you guys can just click on those videos, you'll know what they're about, and it'll just be about that subject. So I've got loads of things to talk about. So I'm going to do lots of, like I say, shorter videos. I'll be talking about each individual subject, so you guys can finally stop asking me the same questions over and over again, because you obviously don't watch all of my streams afterwards. So I will be making, one of them I'm going to tell you about is all about my experience of me growing up, like my life as a kid and what happened. And I'm going to talk about how I got into, loving fat people and like wanting to be fat myself, like a lot of people have asked me, which is a cool story. It's a very long story and I just love it. It's a very simple thing, really. The only thing I can say about that in the stream real quick, that a lot of guys probably won't see it, but is that I pretty much liked fat people ever since I was born. Ever since I could think and speak, walk and talk and everything. It's not it wasn't anything that happened that triggered it, like a lot of people think, well, something in your childhood must have triggered it. Nope. Like they'll say, oh, well, it's probably because fat people were nice to you. Nope. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. And Granny Isabel's one was probably because, as a kid I was excited about Santa Claus, and Santa Claus is fat, so I probably associated all fat people being like Santa Claus. Nope. That wasn't it. It was just something I was born with. My brain is just wired that way. There's no explanation, there's no reason. It's just me. It's part of me. I just always liked the way they look. I like their jiggling flesh. I always thought they looked so much nicer and more interesting looking than skinny people. And as such, I wanted to look like that myself. Well, you can hear about it in detail now, but like I say, I'm going to be making a specific video. I will be. Like when you see a big fat guy walking down the street coming towards you and his belly's just jiggling all over the place, it's like, oh my god. And what tips you over the edge is if the guy's wearing a really short top and it's really clingy and you can see every bulge and you can see every part of the rippling, wobbling fatness of his gut. And you see like just that tiny little bit of overhang that just sticks out from under the shirt or t-shirt or whatever top he's wearing. That's even hotter. I remember one time when I was about 14, we had a builder working on our previous house in Audenshaw. I can't remember. I can give you that address because I don't think anyone can trace me from this address. So I've forgotten the address. Oh, it's so annoying. Is it 39? I think so. 39. Yeah, I've forgotten the street and all. It was a terrace house anyway. The biggest terrace house on that block. And the street. It was wonderful. I loved that house. My mum didn't like it really. She didn't like the living room, but I absolutely loved it. I don't remember living there, by the way, but we went there a lot throughout my childhood and teenagehood because we needed to fix it up so that it could get sold, which my mum shouldn't have done really. She shouldn't have sold it. Her plan, come on JD, stop getting distracted. Her plan was to keep it and just keep renting it out to people until I was old enough like I am now and I would move there. That was her plan. She was going to let me move. Whose house was it? It was our house and we rented it out to a woman called Paula and her husband Anthony, and they were absolute crooks. They destroyed the house and then ran off. And I don't think they paid us either. They fucked off. I used to play with their little girl, Alicia. So because of what they did, we had to sell the house. Like we were in dire straits and my mum didn't think, well, I could just keep renting it out. She just decided and we got ripped off left, right and centre. The builders would just come, like they do here, like they do at this house. They would come, they would start a job, they would take the money, not finish it and run off with the money, including this builder I'm about to tell you about, called Rossi. I don't care if you know who he is. You can go. I don't care. You can know who he is. His name was Rossi. I don't remember his last name. What have you done with the ball? Who are you standing in front of? Come on, bring the ball. What are you doing? You dippy thing, you dippy dog. You're supposed to bring it to me. So Rossi was one of them that just took the money and run. We got receipts from it, but we lost them. So we couldn't do anything about it. When I was 14, this builder called Rossi, who was a biker, or a former biker. So my mum trusted him because she used to go to a biker bar when she was younger and they treated her fabulously. They were so nice and friendly and lovely. She was terrified the first time she went into this biker bar by mistake, but they treated her so good that she trusted all bikers after that. So because she found out he was a biker, a former biker, she trusted him. And he ripped us off, but while he was coming, he would always wear shirts, whether they were too small for him or not, but he always showed a little bit of his fat overhanging belly from the bottom, and I used to love it. Of course, that was way before I decided to start recording everything, so I didn't get any videos or pictures of him either. He was nice. He offered to build me a treehouse and a custom dressing table like I'd always wanted for free. But that never happened. I even drew this dressing table. I drew a sketch of it so we could do it. But that never happened. And he was supposed to build a treehouse in this. Everyone offered to build me a treehouse at some point or other, but it never happened. This one right here, it was going to have a spiral staircase going all around the tree. And it was going to be like a proper house looking thing. It was going to have a balcony coming out, so you could come and, you know, stand on it and look out. It could have balconies and verandas, and it was going to be spectacular, but it never happened. So to this day, I have not got a treehouse. My cousin offered to build me one. He offered to build me one for free, or at least for cheap. But no, as you can see, it didn't happen. The hooligans built a treehouse in there. My mum destroyed it because she didn't want to encourage them to keep coming back. So I was like, why did you destroy it? I would have loved to have played in it. But she said it wasn't nothing. It was just a load of rubbish. So yeah, so it would have been the perfect tree to make a treehouse in. And of course there'd be the swing there, so I'd have a swing as well. And maybe like a slide coming down so that I could go up the staircase and slide down. It would have been awesome. But that never happened. So I guess I'll never get my treehouse now. Unless we paid the big bucks for it. Maybe one day when I'm rich. It'll have to be proper reinforced because I'm a grown-up now. Well, we had lots of plans for this house. My mum wanted to have a conservatory at the side here so that you go from the living room into the conservatory. My idea was to have the indoor pool in there. Like we would just, you know, get one of those big pools that you can buy and just put it in there, you know. So I've always wanted an indoor pool. I wanted a balcony so I could walk out of my bedroom window and out into the, you know, nice weather if I didn't want to come out in the garden. I wanted to get all this, you know, done up and put like lots of things in it for me to, you know, as a kid, you know, have like a playhouse and stuff like that in there, and you know, climbing frames and swings, slides, trampolines, all sorts of things. As you can see, there's a slide there. And there's a swing over there and a climbing frame over there, but that's just like a load of rubbish. I still use it from time to time. Because I still like to climb, to be honest. I still like to climb. My only climbable tree, which is over there at the corner, I can't get to anymore because the last lot of builders who sorted out the, you know, who cut all them trees down up there at the top, they put all the lumber over there, so I can't get to that tree anymore, so I can't climb that tree. And the council decided to cut the branches off that tree all the way to the trunk, so some of the branches I used to use to climb up it are gone. Yeah, they did every other one to the wall like they're supposed to do. They're supposed to do the... JD, what are you doing? Go on that way. What are you doing trying to get behind me? Don't want you behind me. I want you in front of me like you normally do. So yeah, we had lots of plans for this house, for the last house. My mum's plan was for me to take over her business, so I'd always have a source of income. I'd always have work. You know, she was going to give me her business. I was going to have the Kirsty Rose dress agency. I don't know what that is today, but it was like at the top of my dad's jeweler. That way. Good boy. That's it. That's where I want you to be. I don't know, for some reason, I don't like it when he comes over here. I don't know why. I feel very uncomfortable. I prefer it when he's there. As you can see, he's inching forward. He's about to do it again. You stay there. I don't want you over there. Makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't know why. It's like a personal space thing. It's like a personal space thing. Oh, that was brilliant. Now he's lost it. It hit that bloody swing and it went over to that way instead of that way where it's supposed to go. Anyway, so... Oh, right, yeah. So my dad put a stop to me having my business. Nope, I don't want you to go over there. Stop it. Stop it. I didn't get that business. The house, like I say, had to be sold, so I didn't have my other house. So I would have had a house for the future if I wanted to move out. I would have had my own business that I could carry on. I could take over from my mum. even if that's not what I wanted to do, it would be there. I could run that business and have my own career or work if I wanted to. It was always going to be there for me. But that didn't happen. Thanks to my dad and his idiot. Thing. I don't really know. I think she set it up way before I was born. I don't think she had it for very long, but good boy. Go on then. All right, I'll just fling it then. So yeah, I would have been sorted. I would have had a great future. I would have been all sorted out. My mum was gonna make me my own flat in here, in this house, until I wanted to move out. So as a teenager, I'd have my own flat in the room we call the zoo. It's just a playroom where we keep all the books and toys and shit and stuff for making things with. All my educational books and storybooks and everything are in there. It's like a library. Yeah, I would have been probably comfortable. Like, maybe not rich, but I mean, unless I, went into a certain business and became rich and then had that business on the side, I would have at least been comfortable. Yep. Yeah, our lives were pretty good. I mean, at one time my mum said that we were rich because she had her own business and my dad had his own business, and they worked together in the businesses, and it was such a good... She was in the same line of business as he was, but just slightly different. She sold like a dress agency with clothes and jewelry, and he had his jewelry shop. And I used to call him the crap jewelers because to me it wasn't really that. I don't know. I must have had a feeling. I don't know if that's how they met. I actually don't know how they met. She's probably told me before, but it's like, I can say I have no clue. But, like I say, even if that's not what I wanted to do, I could just, run that business as an extra. My very first career move that I wanted to pursue was to be a judge. I don't know which came first, judge or vicar. I wanted to be either a judge or a vicar. Doggy jewelry? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Crap jewelers. It never seemed like he had... Oh, doggy, not dodgy. Right, okay, fair enough. I don't think so. I don't think it was dodgy. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. But you're gone on the wrong side. Go on. I seriously interpreted the amount of space between this and his nose. It hit his nose. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, man. I didn't realize either he was so close or this was so close. It was like I thought it was like there was a distance like that. It was an accident. I'm just giving him a break. Now I don't know for sure, but as far as I'm concerned, my dad is rich and we have been struggling ever since. I'm not really allowed to discuss this business. My mum does not really like me to discuss our life or what happened. My dad absolutely hates it. But of course he would hate it because he's done the wrong thing. He is the one in the wrong. He has put my mum through hell all these years. So it's like, if he hadn't have did what he did, we would be still rich. Maybe richer than we were back then. And these kids wouldn't be coming and harassing us all these years, and the house wouldn't have fallen apart to the point where it was moldy and damp, and I wouldn't have bad eczema to this day. It is his fault. It is his fault that everything that I've ever told you guys has happened, all this bad stuff. The kids, like I say, harassing us, the neighbours being... Like I say, they don't tolerate single mother. They don't tolerate... us living in a big house because we're not anything special. Like, we're not a vicar, we're not anything like, special to them in their eyes. Does he know I feel this way? Well, I'm not allowed to discuss anything. I'm not allowed to talk about it. So we've just got to go on as if nothing has happened, and he just got away with it. Like I say, he got away with everything. I mean, I haven't told you guys half of what he did and what happened. Yeah, there's stuff you guys don't know, and I would really love to speak about it, but like I say, if he finds out I've been talking about this stuff, I don't know what he would do. Do you guys want to know where I got this mafia shit from? Like, he is, I think, was involved in the mafia at some point. I mean, he is, for all I know, he could have been a hitman, or even still is a hitman. He knows people. He knows bad people that can do that sort of thing, you know, hitmen. I can't discuss what happened, but yeah. My mum at one point even thought that he could have us burgled if he wanted to, because we were talking, because he got burgled, and we were saying about how we'd never been burgled or whatever, and she was actually worried that he would get upset about that, because he's that sort of person. I didn't think he would. I told my mum, I said, relax, I don't think he would do that. Yeah, you've seen how he is when I have been filming. He doesn't like me filming him. He always grumbles every time I'm filming, and I'm like, I'm filming my birthday, or I'm filming this, or I'm filming that, you know. And he's like, you know, he grumbles about it. Or Christmas, I forgot. I'm not sure if he's like that anymore, but yeah, he was very uncomfortable, you could tell. I was trying to hide I was recording, as you saw. Well, live streaming. Yeah, I told my mum, because he is semi afraid of my mum. He if my mum told him off, he would stop going on about it. So I'm in a situation like, have you ever heard in the wild about these like lionesses and with their babies, and they're like, I'm hurting them. They're like afraid of like male lions, especially like that are not the dad of the kid, and they have to be like really careful. It's kind of like a situation like that. But I mean, I think to me, he seems harmless. Like now, he seems harmless. So he seems harmless. If he's put in his place, he's harmless. A bit shifty. Like I say, I don't know if he's like that now, but I know that if, especially his wife, his current wife, especially her, if she knew that I was talking about this shit in public, she would be the one to grumble about it and tell my dad to come and tell me off. And I know they wouldn't do anything to me, but they're really funny about me doing this. About me, I've told people in the past about all this, and I didn't know this. I didn't know this, but the person that I told all about the situation to, a nail artist that used to come here, she told his current wife, when she came into the salon, that I'd been talking about what happened when they broke up, and she had my dad come here and tell me off that I'd been talking about this. And I thought she was gonna, because she holds all the strings, she pulls all the strings, right? So I thought she was going to have my dad not come over Christmas like he always does. So yeah, so she and him are pretty much not great people. He can't really grumble about this because, like, you guys are not going to really know him. You don't know his name. You don't know where he lives. You don't know anything about him. So he can't really be concerned as far as he's concerned. As far as I'm concerned, I'm just a random stranger telling you people this. You don't really know who these people are. You've never seen her. You've never seen him. But I don't want to be afraid of him. Like my mum used to be afraid of him. But I don't want to be afraid of him. Good boy. He automatically did that, so I'm praising him. I can't be afraid of him. But if I'm honest with you guys, if my mum died before he did, I would be concerned. I would be concerned. Because he is... I don't know who is holding the strings right now. But my dad is a vulture. My dad is a vulture. There is something we have that he wants. I don't want to tell you guys too much, but I'm just going to say we have something he wants. And when my mum dies, he's going to try and get it from me. I know he is. All I want to do, if my mum ever died first before him, is I would want to flee the country. I would want to flee this area. I wouldn't want to... to be honest with you, I'd want to just leave. I'd want to go to the ends of the earth and never come back. But I can't. I've got to be strong. I've got to protect the thing that he wants. I've got to keep it to me. Because if he ever got hold of the thing that we wanted, he would destroy it. And he would once again benefit. We can't benefit, but he would. You should make sure you gave a will. Me. Who else do you have? Any aunts or uncles? You should definitely not be afraid of him. Yeah, no, see, the problem is all of our family, I've told you that, guys, this again in the past, all of our family members have abandoned us. They hate us. They know our situation. They know everything, and yet they have abandoned us. For some reason, after my mum's heart attack, they all fucked off. I mean, a lot of them fucked off before that. When my grandma died, they all fucked off. Because she was like the glue that held everyone together, so... And she was the one that sort of made them hang around. But as soon as she died, they didn't feel like they had to, so they all fucked off. They didn't want anything to do with us. They cut all ties with us for no reason at all. We were always helpful to them. We were always very welcoming. We let their children have free stuff. We let their children come here and gave them parties and shit like that. I was never invited to any of the parties that they had. So, I don't think so. He didn't have anything really to do with them people. He doesn't have anything to do with my mum's side of the family, which they are the ones that pissed off. I never really... His family never was involved with us that much. I think I only met my grandma and granddad once, or Nana and grandpa, sorry. My mum's mum and dad were grandma and granddad, sorry. I've never seen... They didn't want anything to do with us. His mum and dad, my dad's mum and dad. My dad's dad has died now, so I'll never get to meet him again. Horrible man he was as well. Evil, pure evil. He was not very nice to his wife, my Nana, so... He was like, and my dad was a disappointment to his dad, so he didn't go into the business he wanted him to go into, so, and I was a disappointment because I was a girl. His mum and dad wanted him to have a boy, so I was a disappointment because I was a girl. As soon as my dad had a boy, a son with his current wife, they were all overjoyed, and he was suddenly the golden child. And I stopped getting presents, I stopped getting cards, I stopped getting anything. So as far as I know, my dad's new children, son and daughter, my half-brother and sister, they get everything that they've ever wanted. They have a pool by now because they have a pretty big house themselves. They probably have a pool by now. I know my sister has a horse. He's working in this, great, whatever, job. Trying to freaking find out about everybody's freaking information. Like I've discussed with you guys in the past about how the internet is tracking their every move. Well, he's in that business of, targeting people for ads and stuff and developing the software that can track people. And search engines and everything. So he's in that sort of, business. I'm not like 100% sure, but I'm presuming my sister is going to end up in the horse riding business or horse business of some description. Because she's, as far as I know, when I went there, she was well into horses. Could still be, I'm not sure. I'll have to ask him. You know a lot about that stuff. What stuff? I don't know about anything. I don't profess to know much about their lives. I just saw that little glimpse when I went to live there. I visited them once in all the years that he's left. And that was because my mum went into hospital and they took me in when I was 23. And I didn't really want to go anywhere. I was quite happy to stay here to look after the house and the dog and everything, but everybody insisted that I went to live with them. Everybody insisted I went to live with my cousins. And then he took me in when my cousins went on holiday that weekend, and I only got to stay there one day because he wanted me out the next day for no reason. He just out of the blue said, I think it's best if you go home and live at home. He made it out like he wanted me to live here because of the dog and the cat and everything and look after the house, but I think there was something else going on. I think I'd seen too much. And that's why they wanted me out. I would have loved to have visited them more often because I would love to find out more about their lives. I found out a bit more about them through Facebook and what was going on, but, you know, she blocked me. As soon as I had told that girl about everything that went on in the past, and then she told her all about it, that I was saying this stuff, and then she got mad, she blocked me on Facebook, so I wasn't able to look at any more stuff. So, well, you stop going over there. You stop going. You're a pain in the butt. Right, then I'm going in because I need to charge this phone so I can continue to talk. Not an only child, really. Technically, I have a brother and sister. Come on, JD. Never. I've only met them once. Apparently they were excited to meet me, but when I did in fact meet them, they didn't seem to be that bothered. Come on, JD. The girl, my sister, was too busy being excited for seeing her horses that day, because she was going to a horse riding thing today, the stables that day, Saturday I think. So she was more interested and excited to see her horses, so she wasn't that bothered about me. And the son, well, he was just like, he had the personality of a freaking gnat and didn't seem to be that bothered. I would have at the time, but I'm not really asked now. Or with my mum, yeah. Well, she had a kid late, she had me late, so I would have had siblings, but they all died at the hands of my evil... I'm just kidding. My mum's evil. Sorry, Grandma. She'll definitely be listening to this. Sorry, Grandma, but if it wasn't for my grandma, I would have had more siblings. My mum had about 3 kids before me. She had me when she was in her 40s. Well, at least from what I have gleaned from videos I've watched. This is why my brain is broken. Apparently, according to some videos I watched, if a woman has a child later in life, the child is more likely to have autism or be mentally ill in some way. And people are always saying I'm mentally ill, so it must be true. Because people are always saying it. People are always, ever since when I've been growing up, people have been like, to my mum, have been all like, oh, is there something wrong with her? And people are like staring at me all the time, and I'm like, okay. Oh, that's very nice. I never used to think anything of it growing up. I used to think they were just being silly. Then it's continued into adulthood. Somebody even sent me a link to a video that's been uploaded to another website without my permission. And oh my god, the comments. You should have seen the comments. It's horrible. One of them said, "This is hard to watch," because apparently I was obviously acting very cringy in this particular video. I watched it and I guess they were right. Oh yes. And then the worst comment of all was below that one, saying, "Cute girl. Very nice body, but clearly has mental issues." I was like, thanks, mate. Where's my gun? I was like, not gonna lie, that really kind of upset me that night. To the point where I was thinking, maybe I shouldn't make videos anymore. I thought, I don't want people thinking that way about me. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's not true. Because I've never been diagnosed with anything like that. It was horrible. Wait, you're gonna kill me with your ass? Oh, thanks, mate. I was thinking more along the lines of I'm gonna shoot myself right now, because this is like, you know, not gonna lie, it kind of hurt. I was like, well, if I come across so cringy and so terrible, then oh my gosh. Yes, you're quite right. She did have abortions, but like I say, it wasn't her choice. She was forced to. She was forced to have an abortion and then marry the man that impregnated her with the kid. I was like, that makes absolutely no sense. My mum, of course, wanted to keep them all, but, you know, back in those days, you did as you were told. So she just did as she was told. With a lot of protesting, of course. She did protest, obviously. To this day, she feels awful. Probably not a day goes by where she doesn't think about it, and yeah. It's horrible. I mean, she said, just think, if that kid had been born, he would have had a 40, 50-year-old sibling. It was so great, that the idea, and I was actually quite mad. She told me all of this, of course, after Grandma died. Told me a lot of things after Grandma died, and I'm like, oh, well, it would have been really useful had you told me before. My sister is 42 and I'm 26. Yeah. I know you're 26, you told me. Yeah, it would have been so cool. I could have been an auntie by now. If my 40-odd, 50-year-old brother or sister had kids, I could be an auntie or an uncle like years ago. It would have been so cool. I always wanted to have nephews and nieces, but I mean, I can still become an auntie or an uncle if my step siblings have any kids. But that won't be for a long time because they're still kids. So I have 2 nieces. They were born when I was in the last year. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I would have loved to have been a young auntie. That would have been so cool. Yeah, it's pretty good. When you were 16. Yeah, I mean, I was a kid when she said that. When she said, "Oh, your sibling by now would have been in his or her 30s." I could have been an auntie at a very young age. So that was pretty cool. You'd like them. Yeah, I'm sure I would. They are probably a lot younger than me, which is pretty cool because even to this day, I can interact with kids and shit, and it's like, you know, they understand, they get me, they understand me more than adults do, or you know, near my age group anyway. Sorry. Little kids are very nice, and they do treat me a lot nicer than like my age group ever did. I told you guys in another live stream that these little kids, they came up to me probably about 2 years ago, and They said something that was really, really intelligent to me and a lot nicer than anybody my own age ever said. And I was talking to them about how, those kids harassed me because I dressed as a wolf or whatever at the time. And the kids said, well, you're a grown-up. You can dress as a wolf if you want to. You can do whatever you want. That's what she said. And I was like, you're so right there. I should be able to do whatever I want and dress however I want. Especially this day and age. Whether I'm a grown-up or not. I should be able to dress however I want because this is supposed to be, by the way, the era of all accepting. But as we all know, the only thing that everybody raves about and accepts is gays and black people. That's the only thing that we're supposed to be tolerant and accepting of. Everything else can go to hell. Like, if people really think that I'm mentally disabled or whatever, we could go to hell. They could go to hell, apparently, according to these people. Disabled people, old people, there's no tolerance for them still. Anybody else who's different, like I say, me dressing as a wolf or whatever, which doesn't harm anybody, by the way, apparently has to suffer at the hands of these intolerant, judgmental, what's a good word for them? People who just don't tolerate shit and are just, like, close-minded and shit, so... Yeah, still gotta, have a deal with this shit, don't I? And it's like, in this day and age, I shouldn't have to deal with this shit. I should be able to just be accepted. My mum keeps saying it as well, like, people like us, we have to still be oppressed. Like, if we have an opinion, who cares about your opinion? We don't care if you agree with us. So that's the problem. In our town, they always wear furry costumes. Wow. The Asian people wear... Oh yeah, of course, Asians to you would be like Chinese and Japanese, so yeah. That doesn't, surprise me really, because they do like to wear things like that, don't they? They look kawaii, like anime, Nico outfits, don't they? They like all that stuff. Yeah, I would give anything to be able to live in a place where I could go around wearing furry gear or costumes of any description and nobody would bat an eye. And in fact, they'd be like all accepting of it and they'd probably be doing it themselves. I would give anything to live in a place like that. Oh, Koreans. When we talk about Asians, we talk about Pakistanis and Indians. We have like a ton of them here. A lot of them are real nice. Yeah, I can't live at Comic-Con though. I'm talking about a town where I could live and people would be all accepting of me dressing like that. I mean, I can't go to conventions because they're usually in big cities, which, I can't get to. So it'd be good if I could live in a place where it's either near where they'd be having furry meets or just a place where more furries live or just people were more accepting. Like I know in about, I think it's Wales, a lot of Therians live in there. A lot of Therians live in Wales. So, I do not. Oh, that's typical. Don't live anywhere near there. Do you have any Eastern Europeans? Yeah, I think so. I don't think I've met any for a while. I've heard that there is a town somewhere. We heard about it a long time ago. Well, me and my mum were talking about moving like many years ago when we were in dire straits, and I was like, "Oh, can we move to one of those places that people keep talking about?" Yeah, well, I don't know what the place is called, but apparently it's a place where like lots of people dress in gothic clothes and stuff like that. Like it's like Halloween all year round for them. It's so cool. I thought, oh yeah, I want to live there. I could go around in my gothic stuff and it'd be like no one would be looking at me funny. Where he is. But like I've said before to you guys, the adults don't have a problem with me wearing this shit. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I'll be moving there. My plan for the future, by the way, if you guys are interested real quick, is if I do decide to live here, I'm going to try and conserve this place and turn it into something, that I could profit off of, like a hotel or a B&B or something. In fact, I have this plan to make it into I've heard about it on YouTube. There was a video about it. Kitten Hotel, I think it's called. And it's a place where people can come and just dress like an animal and stuff and just act like an animal in there. So I was thinking of turning. Oh no, I'd have people running it. You know, I'd get somebody else to run it so I could just live wherever I want to live, and I would just be profiting off it. That was my plan. Um. So I was thinking I could either live here if that was the case, if I could turn it into one of those kitten B&B places where anyone could come and dress like animals and shit. Doesn't have to be just cats and kittens, but just, like I say, any animal. Particularly like wolves and cats and stuff, so. Or anime, like dress like in kawaii clothes and stuff like that. Alright, she did eat them. Don't suppose she did the egg, did she? And then I was gonna go take off and live somewhere else. Maybe visit it often. From the hooligans. See, that's the thing. By doing by doing this plan that I'm talking about now, I'm thinking if more people got to know about it, like from outside of town, they would come from like miles around to come here. Like if there is none other furries and shit that live around here, they would come from miles around from wherever furries do live. Which of course is always far away from here. I've only ever met one furry that lives around here, in Ashton. If they saw more, if they saw more like people like me, they wouldn't think that I was as weird, would they? Because there'd be like lots of people here all the time. So yeah, so it wouldn't just be me. And if this place did say it was a hotel for these furries and stuff like that, if the kids did come and try and attack it, well, it would be a commercial place, and I'm sure I'd get more protection. I don't know, from the council or the police or the government or whatever, because it'd be more, it wouldn't be a private property anymore. I mean, it would be still private, but it would be, it would be like a proper establishment. So I'm pretty sure there's things in place for that, because it's like my business, Like, yobs can't come and harass a business place, can they? They'd get in trouble more, so. And there'd be more people to back me up, even if they did come and start harassing us, there'd be more people to back me up, like I say, all the customers. And it'd be like, come on, let's go show them that there's more people, like, that we'd probably outnumber them, so we could go shoot them off anyway, even if I didn't have security or whatever. It's a lot better, safety in numbers. Everything's always better when there's more of you. Unfortunately, it's just me. It's just me around here. That's the way I am. There are lots of gothic people around here. I have seen them walking around, but how I'd get to meet them, I don't know. They don't know about me, but I've seen them around. Could I? Yes, of course you could. Of course I would. I don't have the money to start up a business like this, but what I was thinking of doing was maybe like, there is a charity that helps with starting up businesses. I think it's called the Prince's Trust. I think that's it. They give you money to start up a business, and I'm presuming they don't expect anything in return because of course they're a charity. So that's how I was going to do it. And my other plan, of course, is to become like Disney. Like I say, I was going to become an animation company and create my own stories and create my own animations and characters and stuff. So that's another way I was thinking of earning money. But of course, I don't have the money to hire animators and story writers and stuff like that, so I guess I'd have to do it myself. I've said this before, I don't know how Disney did it. I did watch a documentary about how he got started, but it didn't really say how he did it. I know he had a lot of help from friends, and we went to live in this like studio place, like a studio apartment, and he was just like 24/7 doing his animation and stuff. And of course I don't have the time to put in overtime like he did, because I've also got to be a carer for my mum, so I've got to cook and clean and stuff, so I barely get time to do any of my art stuff and my stories. So yeah, it's a shame. As you guys know, I want to create a series or a film all about like Jeremiah and Lino and all the the characters involved, like Daisy and all them people that I've made up, and all the people that like I say, some of the people from my roleplay things. So, as you guys know, I've got the computer back, but I've decided I'm not going to be going on the Mafia for a while because I've only had the laptop and I've not been able to do anything on that. I've decided that even though I've got the computer back, I'm not going to be coming back on to roleplay for a bit. I'm going to get my act together a bit first. I'm going to do some art first and catch up on Zane's commission. Because Zane is like, you know, he's being very patient. But I think it's about time that I finish his commission. I'm almost finished. I just have to shade it and put lighting on it and stuff and just put the finishing details to it and then boom, it is done. And Zane is my son, for those who don't know. He's my son on there. He's Don Lino's son. So, yeah. So, I'm going to be doing some of that. I'm going to be writing some of my story. So there's Jeremiah's story, and then there's the sequel. You must prioritize paying jobs. Wow, did you hear that? That's cool. The other day I went like this. And all of this area cracked. All my neck and my upper back. It was so cool. Where's the knife? Here, knife. Oh, there you are. Oh, nice and dirty. Let's undirt you. That's my plan anyway. And you guys better not steal my ideas or else. Because I got it as proof of evidence on here that it was my idea first. But you guys know there's going to be a lot of weight gain and fat people in my animations. So there'll be lots of jiggly wobbly people being animated. And don't you dare steal my idea, because it's unique as far as I know. There's no other film or series or anything that's all about, like, my idea. Yeah, you have copyright. Oh, I don't know how to do that. I think you have to pay money for that too. Well, I don't know. I'll get it done. What chair do I use? I sit on a poof. Das poof. I love my poof. I won't give up my poof for anything in the world. I don't like desk chairs, really. I like to snuggle up in a poof. If I could put an armchair there, I would. But I'm quite happy with my poof. Let's go get the food. Right. So, oh yeah, I don't want to know. Right, it smells really nice in here. Got my curry. So that's from Morrison's. I'm going to try it. I'm starving. At least I've had chips, so I'm a little bit... Time me over for a bit. Let's see. 10 minutes from chilled. Microwave, 6 minutes. Sitting in the poof. Not really. What happens is, after a while, I just keep changing positions and I keep moving around and walking around. I don't just sit there for like hours in one position. Sometimes I do sit for a little bit and then my foot starts to fuzz, and then of course if I move it just starts like, you know, going all fuzzy and horrible. So it goes numb and then it goes fuzzy and it's quite horrible. It's quite painful. When the blood is rushing back into the leg or whatever. Right, I need the other pan. Where's the other pan gone? Oh, there it is. Oh no, that's not it. That's the big one. I don't want the big one. I want the small one. Where are you? Ah, here you are. My lovely rusty pan. There is a way to get rid of stuff. I need to try it. Yeah, I don't want that much water. So which did I say I was going to do first? Oh yes, the egg. Okay, the egg. I've got the new timer now. I got this timer. Isn't it cute? I love it. That one. So I can time anything, including eggs. Didn't have one before, so I tried my best to time it, and it would always end up the wrong time, so I'd end up having hard-boiled eggs when I wanted soft ones. I always try to do it for like 4 minutes like it says, but I always ended up hard-boiled. It's hard to time it because I never know whether to time it from when it starts to heat up or whether it starts to actually boil. Somebody told me it was 5 minutes. Is it just you tonight? It's not nice. Yeah, my mum's having salad, so I'm doing her egg. And then I've got to do the potatoes. Maybe I should do them at the same time. Maybe that'd be a good idea. Normally I don't do it that way, but it's getting late now, so I probably should. I'll start being shouted at in a minute. I'm always late. I'll go get the potatoes. I'll be right back. Right, so these take about 3 to 4 minutes. That's not long, is it? Of course, I could have just put the potato juice in, I suppose. And the water from the potatoes. But, well, there's already water in the pan now, so I'm just going to pop them in as is. 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't use this particular hob that often, so I'll... Okay. Oh, cold. I take it out of the hot water, then put it straight under the cold tap to get a soft egg. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll try that. My mum does that for her hard eggs. She always has me take them out of the boiling water and put them in a cold water for a bit. Because she likes them cold, unlike me. I like them hot. I don't like not a huge fan of cold food, so even stuff you would normally have cold, I'd have hot, like cake. Right, so am I supposed to stab the damn thing? I presume I'm supposed to stab it. Oh, remove this. Oh, this is the sleeve, so I've removed that. Pierce in several places, because sometimes they have like special instructions, so I have to keep reading these. Like some have obscure ones, like, you know, peel the film in one compartment and remove something, then put it back in, and then do it for this long, and, you know, like that sort of thing. You're kidding me, right? It says any 3 for £6. I didn't see that at the time. Well, it would have been hidden by this. How very dare they put it on the underneath. Any 3 for £6. Sure I could have found something if I'd have known that. They did put it underneath this. Instead of putting it there, they put it on the actual thing. So all I saw was £6 freaking pounds. Well, that's a bit steep for a curry, but you never know. A lot of things are expensive like that these days. Oh wait, I don't have to put it on a plate, do I? Let me just check. Some say put it on a plate. God, that's, yeah. Place it on a microwavable plate, yeah. Some say that, some say just shove the whole thing in. They're all different, so I have to read every single one of them. I used to not do that. I used to just do it. I used to just, if I saw it say, like, this many minutes, I would just put it in for that many minutes and not really look at the instructions. And just assume and just paste the film. Some don't even say to paste the film. Some just say shove them in. So I just paste the film anyway, because sometimes they don't say it. I think it would blow up if I didn't paste it, so I just paste it, even if it doesn't say to paste it. So, some just say take the thing off. Here you go, let's see. Right, 4 minutes. Peel back the film, stir both compartments, and recover and heat for a further 2 minutes, and then allow to stand for 1 minute, remove the film, and stir them again. Right, okay. There we go. And when they start to bubble, I time them. So I managed to have a medium boiled egg this morning, so just chuck it in. Hot cake. I love hot cake. It stops them cooking all the way through after about times. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Now my back doesn't hurt too badly these days, but my hip does get some jip. Still have a problem with my hip. I'm poised and ready to do this as quickly as possible. This morning I did this, I was like, just watching it. And then as soon as it started boiling, I did the thing. There you go, did you hear that? I did it. Aha. I'm always doing this and twisting my body in all sorts of funny positions to make parts of my body crack. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It usually works after I've been sat around for a while or lay for a while in one position. Sometimes even if I've been moving around, it'll be a big crack, so it's pretty cool, I love it. It feels great. The only time it doesn't feel great is when I do that. Oh yes, that's horrible. But if I do this, it's fine, and then it cracks. And if I do that, and this makes like a funny rubbling sound noise, it feels horrible. And you can feel it starts, it sounds like it's being pulled, and it makes a weird crunchy snappy sound, and that's bad. When it just makes a nice cracking sound, that's fine, and it feels good. But other than that, it's terrible. I don't really mind it as long as it doesn't mean to say I'm going to get fucking arthritis when I'm older. I remember my friend, she used to pull her fingers back like this and crack them. And she could do it quite far back, you know, do that like quite far back. And she said to me, she was only young, like 10 or whatever, 9, and she went, "This will give me arthritis." I'm like, oh yeah, please don't do that then. She said apparently, here we go. She said cracking that makes you get arthritis, so like, please don't do that then. I hope I don't get arthritis. Not too bad when I'm older anyway. I'm trying to do what I can to prevent it. Like, not to use my hands so much. I found that sometimes after a while, after doing my art, about half an hour to 45 minutes, usually end up sort of getting pain in my thumb. It's going a bit funny, oh dear. It shouldn't do. I've got Wi-Fi and it's charged up about 30%. That's better. God, that curry smells absolutely wonderful. You crack all the time. That's great. Yeah, it just happened about 26, I think. My back is starting to ache a little now that I've been standing for a while. I can't really be standing for so long. Let's see, it's been, I think I went out about 5 o'clock. I think it's been 4, maybe 3. Oh, okay, 3. 3, I've been standing here for 3 hours. About standing, walking in the supermarket. And I don't think I've not sat down once, so. I love a back rub, I love a massage. I've always loved massages, and yet I've never received one. Even when I finally got a boyfriend and thought, oh, free massages I can get. We used to talk about it only when on, you know, when we were instant messaging or whatever, and then when he'd come, it would just never happen. I love that. Neck, shoulder and back massages are the best. And even more simple than that, just somebody doing something like this, I would love. just running their finger and doing this would be fantastic. And wherever. When I was a kid, my grandma used to do this. And then when I had this boyfriend, I remember we were in a cafe and he did this too. And he went, "Does that turn you on?" I'm like, no, not really, but it feels nice. Oh my god, I can even do it to myself and it relaxes me. Even better than this, if I get like an earbud or a pen even, if I just do that with a pen, it feels good. It's just anywhere, oh my god, it feels really good. Of course it feels better when somebody else does it, but not too bad. And Granddad used to rub my feet like this, you know, like, so it was like really relaxing. It was a good way to unwind, because, you know, we used to play sometimes and sometimes just have quiet, calming moments. So, really good. You should try. I've never tried it before doing this on myself, but it actually feels pretty good, actually. I discovered that by accident when I what was it now? Oh yeah, I got you know, one of them earbud sticks with the cotton on the end, and I had to soothe my hand because it was really painful and itchy. So I got some, I think it was witch hazel, and I was rubbing it on here, I think. And I thought that feels so good. I just started doing it all over, and I thought that feels really good, so I just kept doing it. So I thought, oh, I must do that more often. Maybe it'll calm me down. Seeing as how I've got no one else to do it for me. People say that it's best not to be involved with people. But I think they can be useful sometimes. No, it's that, isn't it? Turn it down. Right, so I've got to take down these. It's still cooking. It's bubbling. My God, this smells so good. My mum doesn't really approve of me eating this crap. Well, that was easy to peel off. The other one, I had to cut it because it was not so easy. Hope the chicken's better than the last one from the co-op. That was horrid. The rice was like bullets, little teeny tiny bullets. Well, this rice seems to be better. Right, it's all stirred. So yeah, it would be nice to have someone come and just massage me. I'm thinking about, you know, paying a masseuse. Well, I've got on the main road. I've got a spa type place, and I think they charge £20 for a back massage for about half an hour to 45 minutes. Yeah, I was going to. Before this happened, I was going to treat myself this year. In fact, I told my mum, I said for my birthday I want to go swimming, and I want to get a massage or something. I've got money. I mean, my dad gave me some money for my birthday on like Christmas. So I think I'll use one of those 20 pound notes for one. I gotta ask my mum. I remember years ago she said she was going to surprise me, so I should stop going on about it. And then she said, the more you mither me for it, she said. The longer you'll have to wait to get it because I want to surprise you. I want to wait till you've forgotten. So, I've actually been for years now. I'm still waiting. So, like, oh, do you know what? I can't be bothered waiting anymore. I'm just gonna do it. She's probably forgotten by now. I've not been swimming since I was 16 for my 16th birthday. I don't know. I told her for my 30th I wanted to go do three things. I want to go swimming, I want a spa day, and I want a shopping spree. Oh, and a meal out. That's what I want. Yes, it's been a long time for me too. I don't know why we stopped. I said on my last live stream actually that we used to go swimming every Friday when I was a kid, and then for some reason that all stopped after Grandma died. Everything came to a stop after Grandma died. Yeah, I loved it too. I can't swim to save my life, but I actually like being in the water and I like using a float, just paddling around in the shallow end, so pretty cool. I love it. I was gonna go by myself, but like you say, then coronavirus happened, so I couldn't. My mum kept saying over the years that she'd take me, but it's just never happened for some reason. So she doesn't really want to do it because she was afraid that, you know, because she didn't want to come in the water because of her glasses and her eyes and stuff. So she said the alternative would be to just sit in the cafe and be hot. But it was like really hot. It used to be really hot. Because the cafe bit was not a separate entity like it is now. Yeah, well, you'd think that I'm going to have to wait until I'm like 50 million years old before I can do anything that I want to do. My 20s have been pretty boring. I'm hoping my 30s are going to be more interesting. Yeah, it's too hot for her. So she wouldn't like to wait for ever long I, I'm in the water for, to just like sit around. So I said, well, I'll go on my own then. And then she was all like, oh no, but that costs money for taxi. Because it's like a million miles away and it cost me like £8 something to get there. Own is boring. It's not too bad, I don't mind my own company, but it's nice to do something interesting and exciting every now and again, isn't it? I actually couldn't stand to be like... I think I'm going to have to stop the stream. Touch you guys later. Don't forget to donate, become a Patreon, email if you want to. Oh, you didn't mean to say own. Yeah, I don't mind being on my own, to be honest with you, sometimes. I wouldn't like to be around people all the time. Rude. I'll let it just charge up.